What is something ugly that you find really attractive? Dark circles under eyes. It just makes me feel like people are more real/authentic for some reason. Some people are really weird about prominent noses on men. I seem to actually like that. Facial scars. Crap, any kind of scar is just flat out beautiful. But the facial scars are the best. I don't know who convinced women that crow's feet are something to hide under expensive creams, but they definitely shouldn't. I like women with broad shoulders. I love it, it looks strong. It looks so glamorous when somebody has wide shoulders, a huge back, and a tiny waist. Made my day. Thank you. I never feel like anyone appreciates or compliments this. It's nearly impossible to find clothes though. This is nice to hear. I've always had broad shoulders and it was a real sore point growing up. As an early starter I was already self-conscious about being bigger than my friends and having them referred to as swimmer shoulders. That comment haunted me for years. But honestly now I feel like I've grown into them, and I especially like the look of off-shoulder and one-shoulder clothes on them. Being bigger busted I feel the broad shoulders help me carry them better also, and they also exaggerate my waistline. I asked my wife once what she found attractive about me. Your hands. My hands look like they have been through a grinder with scars on more or less every finger and knuckle. Now I get it. I absolutely love my fiancé's hands. They're just manly and capable. Very attractive. I find them intriguing because there's always a backstory to them. Makes me want to know more about the person who has them. I like being with someone who is just a little bit clingy, not crazy, but someone who wants to text me frequently and needs me around a lot. I adore having a sense of desire. Same. I'm this way if I really like someone, and having it reciprocated is awesome. I just met someone and asked him if I was too clingy and he said, "Clingy is good." He texts me all throughout the day. Just to ask how I'm doing or to let me know how much he wants me or is thinking about me, and honestly, I have never been happier. I never thought this is a lovable thing. I was sort of clingy with my boyfriend, now ex, and constantly called him to ask if he had dinner, did he finish reading for the test, did he take a bath and cleaned his nail. He constantly told me that I am pathetic and don't have a life on my own. No wonder I broke up with him, because I was just not what he admired in a relationship, and neither I was okay with being disrespected for how I was. It's not ugly, but brown eyes. I wouldn't say they are considered ugly, but so many people overlook the beauty of brown eyes just because they're the most common color. And I hear brown-eyed people say they want other colors much more often than I hear blue, green, hazel, etc. I colored people say that. All my life friends and people around me would obsess over celebs and people who had ice blue eyes or bright green eyes, or golden hazel eyes. And I'm over here, absolutely obsessed with the comfort that warm brown eyes bring me. I find it to be a cozy feeling. I feel safe and homey, and brown eyes feel down to earth, maybe cause brown LOL. But essentially they give me pleasant feelings. Not to say I don't like other colors. I think eyes in general are a feature I always look at and find attractive. But it didn't take long in life after starting to date and be interested in love and romance that my preferences lean heavily towards brown eyes. Maybe it's because I and most my family have blue eyes and my mom has heavily green hazel eyes, but brown eyes stand out for me and make me melt so easily. Bumpy noses. I got bullied so hard for this as a kid, and people would always ask if I broke it. Nope, just inherited from my dad. It looked distinguished on him but really funky on a little girl, LMAO. Learning to love it now because it's unique. Ever seen a chick that kinda looks like a rat? Like, I'm not kidding. Rat face girls. Best celebrity example I can think of is Angela Serafian from Westworld. There is just this face shape that reminds me of a rat, but it's somehow really sexy at the same time. I fully agree that she's stunning, and it's because of those angular features. I call this wolf face, which I think is more common than the term you coined, LOL. Most definitely more common in men, Christian Slater, Snoop Dogg, Ethan Hawke. The only other woman I can think of offhand is Lily Reinhart. Definitely not as severe as Angela, but her face, like Snoop's or Angela's, is long outwards in a way that most people's aren't. Worn work boots. Build me a deck daddy. Yes. Paint on their clothes, holes in their jeans, ugh. Seeing my husband taking off his DIY clothes after finishing a project. I immediately need a baby in me, LOL. Normal bodies. I really don't find the whole artificial body attractive at all. It's sad how our society normalized that. I'm a big fan of women with a little extra weight. Makes them seem softer and more gentle. Whether they are or not. Curves are wonderful. I really don't understand why so much of Hollywood, fashion, etc. avoid them. I don't know if this counts, but short hair / bald women are very attractive to me. A little pot belly on men, something about that screams cuddle comfort. Yes. I dated a Marine with abs that looked like a pack of King's Hawaiian bread rolls. Worst cuddling ever. It was like resting my head on a pile of rocks. However, my fiancé has a little pudge hahaha and I love it so much. Touching it, resting my head there, poking it, etc. Love this. When a man has a soft round belly I can rub and pat and bury my face in, I might as well have died and gone to heaven. Direct and honest feedback that can't be misunderstood. Blunt. Imperfect teeth. Perfectly straight and bleach white teeth freak me out. Some scarring on the girl. Face or body doesn't matter, but for my caveman brain it signals. Battle scars, she's a fighter / survivor, and that's attractive. I love gingers. Red hair, on either men or women, is the most beautiful, vibrant, and rare hair color of all, but for some reason society in general shits on it to the point that they will actually replace canonical red-haired characters in various stories with pretty much any other look. And yes, I love the pale skin. Yes, I love the freckles. I invite anyone to fight me on this. Me too. I met my ginger fiancé online. I wrote on my profile that I was looking for a man with red hair and a cat, and he messaged me telling me that he has red hair and a cat. We've been together 7 years. The whole ginger look, red hair, super fair / pale skin, with freckles or even no freckles, is kind of ethereal to me. I've started dyeing my hair auburn and while I can pull it off and a lot of people thought it was natural, I still just don't have that something natural gingers do. Overbite. So cute. The dad bod. So cuddly also looks healthier to me. Having a bit of extra fat is good to have for when you get sick and can't eat. You can stand to lose the 10 to 20 pounds and still be a healthy weight. Oddly enough, certain women who have big noses are super attractive. It's just something about the way it fits on their face that just has some kind of effect on me. I feel like I see too many women with big noses labeled as ugly. No. It's attractive. Literally anything that gives individuality to someone's look. In this day and age of perfection pushing I've found more and more I appreciate imperfections. Give me stretch marks, scars, wonky teeth, a weird dress sense, lopsided boobs, love handles, hair wherever it grows. Things that make them seem more human. Flaws, girls without pores or completely void of scars / marks just look really artificial. Body hair. I find it extremely sexy on both men and women. It's so weird that something natural like pit and pubic hair have become almost taboo. I'm a dude and one of my turn-offs is when a woman has no pubic hair, it just looks strange to me. You've gotta have a bit of bush. Not ugly, per se, but I really love that my BF is comfortable crying in front of me. Obviously I never want him to feel the need to cry, but since life is life I want him to show me his emotions. Guys are supposed to hide it and suppress it, but I love being the one to comfort him once in a while. Girls with thick eyebrows and glasses and scars. Heterochromia as well, but not sure if that's supposed to be unattractive. Where the Groucho Marx honeys at? Curvy girls are beautiful and sometimes carry a sense of shyness I find irresistible. I'd take a curvy girl over the super fit girls wearing makeup I see at the gym at 5 a.m. Remember when man buns were big and everyone was like, oh my god they're so gross, no woman would ever find that attractive. I don't know why. But I find man buns really sexy. I have a thing for bald guys. I am constantly surprised how much that shocks people I tell. I don't know man, Conrad in Weeds awakened something in me. A woman with cellulite feels much more natural and mature to me than perfectly smooth. Big noses, crooked teeth, monobrows, being a bit overweight, wearing lots of jewelry. But obviously the person has to have some conventionally attractive traits too. I think overall I just prefer a more unmanicured, natural look to something perfect. Also, on men, gold teeth. My colleague was horrified by this being a preference and thinks I have awful, village, taste. Ugly might be an overstatement here, but women in sweaters. I'm not talking about over-the-top prudish attire, but the more skin a woman shows, the less interested I am. It takes me back to a simpler time in my life, when I was younger and it wasn't about sex so much as just liking a person's personality and smile, and just talking with them.